So now, till now we have seen reaction impulse type of steam turbine. From now we'll see the reaction type of steam turbine. So most of the things remain same, such as velocity triangle, expressions for work done, expression for efficiency. Most of the things remain same. The only things which are going to change is the degree of reaction is non-zero, greater than zero, because there is a static pressure drop in rotor, and we'll see the efficiency expression which is going to change partly, and the maximum efficiency is also going to change. One important thing you must remember is we have Parsons turbine which are said as 50% reaction turbine. So when we have a degree of reaction exactly is equal to 50%, they are called as Parsons turbine. So they will not be explicitly mentioning that we have degree of reaction is equal to 50% or half. They'll be just mentioning that it is a Parsons turbine. So you must recall at that time. So degree of reaction is defined as static pressure drop in rotor divided by static pressure drop in stage. That is same as static enthalpy drop in rotor divided by static enthalpy drop in stage. That means H1 minus H2 upon H0 minus H2. H0 means the inlet for the stator. So stator and rotor is one set of stator and rotor makes one stage. And stator is the nozzle over here. And this is I have already mentioned. So let's come to the velocity triangle directly. So velocity triangles are almost same. We have U as we had earlier. We will have the two velocities, inlet inlet side, the exit side. So this will be VR, relative velocity. This will be V1. This will be VR2. This will be V2. And accordingly, this will be alpha 2. This will be, sorry, this will be beta. Sorry. This will be beta 1. Okay. This will be alpha 1. And this will be beta 2. That's all we have. And this will be BW1. And this is BW2. Okay. Now let's come to the general things related to efficiency. So efficiency of reaction turbine are greater than impulse turbine in general because we have better energy transfer to fluid. So energy, kinetic energy supplied to blade. So energy input to blade is delta H, that is kinetic energy to fix plus moving blade. Here, okay. So the moving blade has come into picture. So that is a change to the kinetic energy. That's the change. Earlier we had kinetic energy only supplied to the stator. So it was easier to write m dot v1 square by 2 as the kinetic energy, but over here we have moving blades also coming into picture. So through moving blade we have VR2 by VR2 is greater than VR1. We are imparting some velocity to the fluid, so the relative velocity will increase in this case. So the blade efficiency is defined work done by steam on rotor divided by kinetic energy supplied. We are writing kinetic energy supplied in terms of change in enthalpy in the fixed blade plus change in enthalpy in the moving blade, and the changes are defined over here. So delta H in the fixed blade is V1 square by 2 minus V0 square by 2. And for the moving blade also we can write similarly. And from velocity triangle, we have already known VR1 square in terms of cos alpha 1. So that is the cosine rule. So delta H total will be V1 square minus the enthalpy change in the rotor. So making it simpler, this is the final expression for delta H, and that is the total change in static enthalpy that will come in the denominator, while work done is we have already known m dot u into delta VW, and we have just expressed delta VW in terms of V1 cos alpha 1 minus 2 V1 cos alpha 1 minus u. So this is important expression. These are just coming from velocity triangles, but this can be helpful if you do not want to find V1 and VW1 and VW2 explicitly. You can directly use the given values because u, V1 and cos alpha 1 are generally explicitly given in the question. So this is the expression for efficiency. In the next video, we'll look at how we can get the maximum efficiency and how it is different from the efficiency and the maximum efficiency for the impulse steam turbine.